She's been called an unquestioned master of the violin by the American Record Guide, who rises above her competition, says Fanfare magazine. She's quickly established herself as a leading international performer and recording artist. She resides in Germany now, and she has released a number of recordings on the Naxos record label, including the ones I've played for you. Recently, in the last couple of years, she's won a couple big awards, Echo Classic Awards, 2014 for the Best Upcoming Artist, and 2015 for her one of her newer recordings of Eugene E. Tsai. She is in the studio this morning with me to chat about her career and her performance here in Winnipeg. Good morning and welcome to Winnipeg.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio this morning. I'm, looking forward to your concert this weekend and to hear more about Paganini, who you're going to be playing. But before we get to that, tell us a little bit about your background in classical music, when you first decided that that was the career path that you wanted to take, to be a classical musician.
Well, I think that came quite late, actually. I mean, I've been so-called kind of wunderkind all my childhood, but I'm the only musician in my whole family. My parents are not musicians, so it was just kind of like I just play the violin because I like it. Even if I didn't really like practicing.
No kids do.
No, I was too lazy for that maybe. But kind of, I love music and it is my passion. But to choose it as a profession, to choose it as a professional musician, I mean, no one ever prepared me actually how it is, how it should feel like. So I think I first know that I will be really a musician. I will just make this my life. Maybe I was already 14, 15, 16 even. I can't remember. Yeah.
So you say at 14, 15, 16 you decided that's the career you wanted to pursue. How old were you? We're talking Paganini for a minute. The works of Paganini have not a lot of violinists attempt to play them and record them. But at quite a young age, you recorded Paganini's Caprices.
I was 13.
So even before you decided to do it as a career, you actually took the time to learn and play all the Paganini.
Well, yes, because my teacher asked me to, and of course you never say no to a teacher because you respect him. And
hear that, kids? Respect your teacher.
Yes, I did. I really did. And just like I was kind of naive, because I didn't really know what it really means to record all these Paganini caprices. I just loved to take a challenge, and my teacher trusted me to do it, so I was kind of proud of. And I just did it, and of course it was very difficult. But even though I didn't realize that this means this will be my career, this will be my life, I just took a challenge and was happy that I made it.
So tell me about the challenges of playing and recording Paganini. What type of challenges?
Wow, these are really difficult pieces. Just like, technically, it's maybe the most difficult repertoire for a violinist to achieve. And I don't think that happens a lot, that you play the whole set of 24 caprices within one concert, or you do them in one recording. I mean, like students do play in a university, they play maybe 5, 6 caprices of them, or you need to play 2 caprices when you're going to big competitions like, I don't know, Sibelius, Paganini competition, of course, certainly. But to play the whole set, it's really a tough job. Especially
at 13 years old.
Yeah, probably. But maybe it's a advantage that I was so young, because I didn't really think about it. I just did it.
So once you've done that, once you sort of conquered the Paganini, did everything seem a little bit, I wouldn't say easier afterwards, but to give you the confidence to take on other works as well?
Well, technically, yes, definitely. But musically, I mean, there's still so many things to learn, and I would certainly say Brahms' concerto is more difficult than Paganini, because of course you need the depth, you need the musical emotion, all the stuff, sure, certainly. But technically it did help me a lot.
So you moved on from Paganini to record so much music of Sarasate. You've recorded all of his works for violin, correct? Yes. What appeals to you about Sarasate, and how did you why did you decide to invest all that time into him as well?
Well, the first Sarasate CD is also my first CD for Naxos, which I did when I was 17. And the first CD was chosen by Naxos. They wanted to do a best of Sarasate, so I was quite happy to take the idea, and it went really well. And also, after the first city, I kind of feel very attached to Spanish music, and I find a kind of affinity to Spain also. I loved people there. I love traveling in Spain and playing with orchestras there. So we decided, Naxos and I, we talked about it, and we decided to do the first whole set of complete works of Sarasate, which is, I think, the first complete recordings.
8 CDs, correct? Yeah,
Yes.
8 CDs, yeah.
4 with piano and 4 with orchestra. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a great project. I loved doing it. And like I said, I have affinity to Spain, to Spanish music, and that's why I also loved very much Sarasate, because it's all more or less, Spanish folklore music, and it's really charming music and make people smile, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It makes us smile for sure. It's very uplifting.
Sorry?
It's very uplifting music.
Yes,
very
it is.
uplifting
Yeah,
music.
indeed.
I'm in the studio with Tianwa Yang, who is in town to perform on the violin. She's performing with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra this weekend, September 18th and 19th. As part of their opening concert tonight for the 2015-2016 season. She's going to be performing the music of Paganini. It's not going to be his caprices that you recorded when you were younger. It's going to be his Violin Concerto number 1. What can you tell us about that piece and your connection with this Violin Concerto by Paganini?
Well, I haven't played Paganini for a long while, I have to admit. I mean, when I did the recording, I kind of had enough of Paganini for quite a while.
Yeah, I can see by your recording.
Right, yes. This violin concerto I played, I think the last time I played was maybe 10 years ago, something. I played quite a lot when I was young. But then I went to Germany, and I first changed to study chamber music, and played a lot of chamber stuff, and also I was very interested, and I'm still very interested in contemporary music, and I played a lot of contemporary music and new commissioned works. But kind of, I don't know why, but I was very happy actually when Winnipeg Symphony asked me to play the Paganini Concerto again, because I haven't done this for,
as you say, 10 years. So what does it take to not relearn a piece, but to learn a piece again after so long? And how will you approach it differently now than you did?
Yes, I think I certainly do, yes. I mean, of course, you can still remember the old times, like fingerings and bowings and stuff. So it comes back from the memory, but still, I think I definitely have a new approach to the music, and to how to define it, and to just do it.
So, are you playing on the same violin now that you've? How long have you had this? You've got. Tell us about your violin. It's quite a special violin.
Yes,
that you play.
I'm right now playing on a Guarneri del Gesù, which is quite an early one, and it's made in 1730. I've been playing on this violin for about 2.5 years. Not very long, but I've been always very lucky all my life to have the chance to try out different violins and to change violins at a certain point if I need to, because I know a very generous guy who collect a lot of violins, and he loved to lend them to great performance to play on them. Yeah, so this is a new one.
A new one. So
Yeah.
What's the sound like on this violin? Describe the sound.
Well, I've been always trying to find a violin which has certain something like a character, but still, like, if I hear this violin, or if I hear the recording when I'm playing on the violin and it's recorded, I can kind of feel like it sounds like what I'm hearing in my head, the voice. That's what I'm searching for. There are so many beautiful violins who has their great voice, but it sounds like a stranger sometimes to me. So I feel very detached to all my violins I've been playing, because they have some certain things that sounds like I hear in my head.
So this is the one you play on exclusively now.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. And the Winnipeg audience get to hear this almost 300-year-old violin.
Indeed.
It's amazing. It's Guarneri del Gesù. 1730 is when it was born, I guess you could say.
Yes.
At his
Yes.
birth, and it's still living and breathing today in your
Yes.
hands.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're very happy to have you in Winnipeg, and it's going to be a great weekend. I've been speaking with Tianwa Yang. Thank you very much for coming into the studio.
It's my pleasure.
And again, she's playing with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra this weekend, September 18th and 19th. That would be Friday, Saturday. correct?
Yes.
And she's playing Paganini. Also, they're doing Rossini, Ravel, and Rimsky-Korsakov to round out the concert. So again, check out the concert this weekend and enjoy your stay in Winnipeg, and hopefully we'll have you back again.
Thank you. I would love to.
Mm-hmm. Playing Paganini, playing Sarasate, anything.
Yes, sure.
I'm going to play another work featuring Tianwa Yang, and we'll play some more music of Sarasate. It is a work called Introduction in Tarantelle. Here's Tianwa Yang again performing.